So today we're discussing the discontinued Dark Rebel by John Varvatos. This has been discontinued for quite a long time, along with Dark Rebel Rider. I do quite like this. It's interesting. It's quite brash and masculine. I've heard someone refer to this as Jack Sparrow in a bottle, that kind of outlaw pirate type of a vibe. I can go along with that kind of leather jacket for the winter type of a feel. So in the top you have rum, sugarcane, cardamom, artemisia and clary sage. In the mid you get leather, fir resin, pepper and styrex. And in the base you have tobacco leaf, woody notes, castoreum. It's got a picture of a little animal there, so hopefully that's a synthetic note. As well as akigala wood, apologies if I've messed that up, and Mexican vanilla and juniper. So a lot going on with the notes there, quite an interesting combination of slightly unusual notes. You do get that kind of rum, leather, tobacco type of a feel, and pepper above all else. Sugarcane's interesting. I wouldn't say it's overly sweet. It's just kind of that brash, boozy, leathery, tobacco, rum type of a feel to me, with some woods in the base. I quite like it. I definitely would not pay over the odds for this one. So because this is discontinued and rare, I wouldn't be paying extortionate prices personally. We're going to have a look at what's floating around on eBay. So there seem to be more Dark Rebel Riders than Dark Rebel. I'm yet to try Dark Rebel Rider. I think that someone said that smells more like sort of a strong cigarette smoker, sort of cigarette ash on a leather jacket type of a smell. So it'd be interesting to check that one out sometime, see how it compares to Dark Rebel. But yeah, let's have a look. So Dark Rebel 75 ml, which is the same size as the one in front of me. That goes for £135, and that's in the cellophane. Dark Rebel Rider is a bit cheaper. You can get Dark Rebel Rider £117 for 125 ml, and that's in cellophane too. So maybe that's not so sought after. Dark Rebel with about 95% left, £187. Wow, that's whoever's selling that is certainly being a bit extortionate there. But there's not that many around. I seem to remember in the past there were more of these, a few in the States. So I'm talking from a UK perspective, of course. Let's see, so some US prices are coming up. So wow, there's one for £452, 125. So yeah, sometimes on the fringes, you do get some where people are trying their luck, putting enormous fees. In general, there's a few floating around, but it is pretty rare by the look of it, rarer than I expected it to be. Like I said, I remember there seeming to be more of these around. A few more Dark Rebel Riders. So Dark Rebel Rider you can get, it says brand new in box for £100, 125 ml. So Dark Rebel Rider seems to be going for a slightly better price. It says brand new in box, but the picture shows it clearly out of the box. So well, that's a different. Yeah, it looks like maybe it's a separate one. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, there's a few floating around, but not that many. If we're talking alternatives, I can immediately think of something better than this, and that is Tom Ford's Black Lacquer. Smells very, very close to this, but higher quality. Just a nicer version. It's not quite so harsh. It just feels smoother, probably more naturals and better done. Of course, the drawback is that's expensive too. And even that's more expensive than these discontinued prices of Dark Rebel. But if it was between a discontinued, overpriced version of Dark Rebel or Black Lacquer, I'd personally pay a bit more and get Black Lacquer, as I think it's a better fragrance. But yeah, if you want that kind of brash, boozy, leather, rum type of thing, you might like Bentley for Men Intense. That's extremely good value. So that you could get something like Versace's The Dreamer if you want that tobacco kind of feel. So there are a few alternatives that if you want to save money, because when I mentioned Black Lacquer, I'm very aware that it's very high priced. So I don't want to push people into an alternative that's very expensive. So and yeah, in the designer range, if you want something masculine with the tobacco note, you've got things like Spice Bomb Extreme, Bulgari's Man in Black. I think Bulgari's Man in Black is quite a good alternative to this, because that's got that kind of masculine leather jacket, spicy type of a feel that this has, and that's still on the market and is decent value. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't recommend paying extortionate amounts for this. It's alright, it's not one of my favourites. I just think Black Lacquer is a much nicer version and because I have that, I'd reach for that way more than this. So yeah, all in all, I would not pay over the odds for this personally. I'm interested to try Dark Rebel Rider. That'd be cool to, if there is a chance to get my hands on that at some point. Can maybe do like a side-by-side comparison with this also. But yeah, what do you think, guys? Do you have Dark Rebel? Are you a fan of it? Any thoughts appreciated? I will catch you next time.